You don't necessarily need props, but if your knees are cranky, you might have a blanket and you might have blocks just in case we need them for a moment or two or three. You won't need anything like that at the beginning of the practice. You're going to start on the back, resting all the way down. Now bring your hands behind your head so that your thumbs are kind of touching the bottom of your skull bones, and massage into your skull bones for a few moments. Just kind of loosen up that back top of the neck right where it comes into your head area. And as much as possible, think of working with your eyes soft or closed. And let your head be really heavy. Bring your elbows close to your face and settle. You're not lifting your shoulders up. You're drawing your head up so that your chin is towards your chest. And then when you come to the top, let your head relax into your hands. Slowly, slowly, use your hands to traction your head to one side, through center, and the other side. Just keep your arms as relaxed as you can as you manipulate your head side to side. And then come back through center. Slowly lower. Relax your arms. Rest for a moment. Let your knees be together and your feet wide in constructive rest, and set an intention for harmony or balance, or simply to turn inwards to create a sense of relaxation and peace. Feel your inhale travel in through your nose, and send your exhale down into your hips or your hands or your feet, wherever it feels appropriate. Take about 3 cycles of breath, opening to balance, harmony, peace. Okay, if your low back is fine, you can bring the soles of your feet together. Otherwise, so you're dropping into Supta Baddha Konasana. We won't be here too long. Otherwise, you stay in constructive rest. We're going to add a little bit of upper body movement. So the inhale is arms reaching overhead. Elbows can be soft. Exhale, lower your arms, turn your head to one side. Inhale, arms reach overhead, head comes through center. Good. Exhale, turning head side 2. Keep your eyebrows soft, your forehead soft, or even close your eyes. We're going to move here a few times each side. Especially if the soles of your feet are together, it might be nice to send your exhales into your hips. I'm going to do about one more pass. And if your legs are wide, go ahead and bring your knees together. Come back to constructive rest. Feet wide, knees in, arms open out like a T. We're going to flow the shoulders, As you exhale, you'll cross one of your elbows on top of the other, crossing the heart. As you inhale, you'll open your arms back out. Long breaths, full breaths. Exhale, side two. So each time, opposite elbow comes across the chest. Inhale to open. Heavy through your back ribs. Exhale to cross. Inhale to open. To the cross. Few more cycles. Next time your right elbow is on top, pause and hang. Now, if you're comfortable here, you can keep your elbows crossed and then see if you can hold your left thumb with your right fingers or hold your palms. You can still be with only the elbows crossed. So any of those three positions. And whichever one you've got, the movement is going to be inhale, elbows towards your face. Exhale, elbows towards your chest. That's simple. Inhale, elbows towards your face. Exhale towards your chest. Not forcing any range of motion, but starting to give yourself a little deeper stretch here. 3 more times. Release your arms back out to the side. Take a full cycle of breath in and out. Left arm on top of right. And then bring either your thumb, your right hand to your left thumb, or eagle. Now with movement, inhale, elbows reach towards your face. Exhale, elbows towards your chest. Inhale to the reach. Exhale to the lower. 4 more. Keep your wrists and your palms soft if you're in the eagle variations. Open all the way out, wide arms. Now maybe lower your hands just a little bit so you're not super wide like a T, but just a little easier in the shoulders. And then we're going to move the legs, you're going to drop to the left, exhale, windshield wiper. Great, inhale, center, knees touch. Exhale, windshield wiper to the right. Inhale, center. Easy peasy, back and forth. Now, you can start to let your head turn with your legs. So as you come through center, your head comes center. And as you release to one side, if you're going to the right, head to the right. If you're going to the left, head to the left. Nice and simple. Good. Each time you get all the way to the twist part, make sure you're giving yourself just that moment at the end of the exhale to fully let go. No rush. We'll meet on the left side. Turn your head to the left as much as you can. And if you want a deeper hip stretch, You can bring your left foot on top of your right knee. Just make sure that doesn't tug on your knee. You want a deeper side stretch. Reach your right arm up and use your left hand to hold your right just above your right wrist, and you might get a little deeper stretch. 5 breaths. Make sure that if you are taking the deeper upper body stretch, that you really let your neck and shoulders relax. Don't work too hard. If your arms are overhead, go ahead and lower them and then come back through the center. We're taking a little detour before we do second side. So feet are flat, knees are bent. Bring your hands down by your sides and then lift your chest a little bit so you're in a back bend. Okay, we're going to move, but I want you to feel like there's space between your spine and the floor. So you're going to keep the back bend. Inhale, arms lift overhead, hips lift up. Exhale, come back down. And I'm kind of letting my butt land so I keep my body in a back bend. Inhale, arms overhead, hips lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, arms lift, hips lift. Exhale, lower down. 3 more, lift. Lower. Two. Hold bridge pose with your arms overhead. Now, if your shoulders are a little funky, you can bend your elbows so you're not reaching as much. If you want more of a stretch, keep your arms pretty straight behind you. First, we're going to take another detour. We're going to lift the heels up as we inhale. We're going to lower the heels as we exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. 3, 2, 1. Lower your heels. Keep your arms overhead the whole time. Now you're exhaling. Roll your spine down. Tuck your buttocks under. So you feel your back moving into the floor. Inhale, roll your hips forward. Invite the back bend. So I'm kind of pushing my butt into the mat to get a back bend. Then lift your hips up. Exhale, roll your hips down, slightly tuck the buttocks under. Feel your spine move into the mat. So it's like we've done cat-cow. Now arch your back, roll the front of your hips forward, lift your hips, inhale. Exhale, roll your spine down into the mat. When you get to the bottom, tip your hips forward, back bend, inhale, lift up. Yes, so it's kind of an undulation. Exhale, roll spine down. Inhale, hips tip forward, back bend, lift up. Exhale, roll spine down. Hips tip forward, lift up. Hold at the top, back to heel lifts. Inhale, lift. Let's lower the arms by the hips. Lower the heels. Turn your palms up. Heels lift. Exhale down. Heels lift. Exhale down. Up. 3 more. Squeeze your ankles in slightly as you lift and lower. Put your heels down. Roll your spine down. Exhale, draw your left knee into your chest. Keep your right knee bent, even if you can straighten your right leg. Slowly spread your toes and roll your left ankle. Go the other way. And then pause here. If you know you're pretty flexible, stretch your right leg long. Otherwise, keep your right knee bent. And then bring your hands to the back of your left thigh. Reach your left leg straight up, as straight as you can. Good. Let your shoulders roll back, only moving your foot. Exhale, flex your foot. Spread your toes. Inhale, roll through to a point. Exhale, flex. Spread toes, roll through to a point. Flex, roll through to a point. 3 more. We'll hold the flexed foot. So you can stay completely rested on your back. You can deepen the work for your belly and maybe your hamstring by sliding your hands further up and lifting, imagining that you could touch your forehead to your shin. And if your leg is long, you might also reach your arms forward and hover your right leg off of the mat. Just make sure the shoulders are relaxed. Good. Breath. All right, wherever you are, slide your right knee in, cross your left ankle above your right knee and lie down. Relax your arms. Upper body remains soft. Exhale, lift your right foot off of the mat. Inhale, bring your right foot down. Exhale to the left, into the lower. So it's a little bit of abdominals. It's also good training for some deep core muscles that help stabilize the lower back. 3 more. Keep the upper body soft. 2. We're going to hold here. You'll bring your hands around your right thigh. Keep your right ankle relaxed. Press a little weight into your right hip. And then use not just your hands, but even your right thigh to bring your left shin closer to your chest. Tuck your chin slightly so the back of your neck is long. If it's still not quite a deep enough stretch, you can add this idea that you're reaching your right inner thigh to the right and your left inner thigh to the left. Once you have that in your body, though, make sure you don't work too hard. You're still kind of letting everything fall into yourself. Three more breaths. Good. Set your right foot down, set your left foot down. Keep your left knee bent. Hug your right knee into your chest. Relax your right ankle, but spread your toes in slow ankle circles. Upper body relaxed. Go the other way. Pause, extend your right leg to the sky. Go ahead and send your left leg long if you know that's going to be a deeper version for you. Otherwise, left knee stays bent. Exhale, flex your foot, spread your toes, inhale, point. Flex the foot, point the foot, but slow it down by spreading your toes. Hold the flex. Stay totally relaxed. If you want to deepen, you can start to walk your hands further up and lift your forehead up. Good. If your leg is long, you can hover it. Turn the top of the left thigh in if you're hovering, and you can reach your arms forward. That's it. Bend your left knee, set it down, roll your body down, cross your right ankle, relax your arms. Moving eye of the needle, exhale, left foot lifts, inhale, lower. Upper body relaxed, exhale, inhale, exhale. 3, 2, and hold. Bring your left hands through, circle through, relax your left foot, relax. A little weight into your left hip. If you need to, pull your right thigh to the right, your left thigh to the left, but make sure that that doesn't override a sense of the upper back, shoulders and neck softening and settling. Chin slightly towards the chest. Release. Bring your feet wide and your knees together. And then drop both of your knees to the right, windshield wiper twist. Turn your head to the right. You can always set your right foot on top of your left knee if that feels good. And you can reach your left arm up. Kind of hold your left wrist with your right hand so that you get a deeper stretch. Just make sure that whatever you choose, you can settle into it. Okay, if you had your arms overhead, go ahead and lower them down and then turn onto your right side. Take a couple of breaths. And then you'll go ahead and sit up. So, take your right leg in sort of a pinwheel shape and take your left leg behind you. I find it easier to point my foot behind me, so that's better for my knee, but sometimes it feels okay to have the foot flexed and further out. So whatever feels good on your back leg, as long as your knee feels happy. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, twist to your right. Bring your left hand across and your right hand around. Lean back a little bit. Good. And then actually bring your head forward over your front shoulder. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. I'm gazing down just a little bit. I'm rolling my right shoulder back, but not aggressively. Ask your left hip to release and relax. So sometimes I'll be in this pose and I'll think I'm pretty relaxed and I realize I'm kind of lifting my left hip a little bit in this case. I'm not trying to force it down, but I am going to let it soften. Roll your chin into your chest. Gaze straight forward so you're more aligned, chest over front leg, and then start to walk your body forward any bit. You might be upright. Sometimes it feels nice to turn almost off of your mat to the right. You can come all the way down. Sometimes I feel, for me, more of a stretch if I actually stay up a little bit. So experiment with how close to the earth you're going. You can think of reaching your left arm further forward and pulling your right hip back, and sometimes that gives you a little extra activation in the pose. Whatever you do though, when I say to reach or pull, just make sure that you're doing it at a low level so you don't feel like you're working too hard. Good. Wherever you are, inhale, start to back yourself out of the pose. Kind of keep your right leg where it is. Good. Extend your left leg out. You could use a block here to the inside of your left leg. It just will give you an elevation. You maybe don't need it. If you can easily get your elbow down and kind of use your hand as a prop, then you don't need a block. But let's see. You want to be able to rest the left side of your face into your hand. So I'm holding my left temple, and it's just a prop there. I can deepen the stretch by bringing my right arm behind my back and sort of just softly hook your arm. I'm not pressing my right thigh down. I'm not really engaging my left leg too much. If you feel like, well, I need a deeper stretch, then you can flex your left foot and squeeze your inner left knee down. Just make sure that you're still maintaining a soft upper body focus. Let your shoulders soften. So some of these longer yin holds will hold for 90 seconds, 2 minutes, nothing more than 3 minutes. If you need to come up for a moment, take a breath, and then come back down. That's a nice process. Or back it up, make the block higher. Or even sit up in the pose. Keep inviting a sense of turning in, a soft focus on your breath, or even periodically saying to yourself, I am balance, I am peace, I am harmony. Soft jaw. Now, let your right arm, if it's behind your back, kind of soften towards your left foot. And then turn your forehead into the palm of your hand. So you're supporting your third eye intuitive center with your hand. And you're slightly bowing more in now, kind of like a little bit of a cat pose idea or a child's pose. So this is a soft variation, especially if you're propped up on the block. If you know that you can do more and you want to do more, come up, bring your right foot closer to you, and then turn over your left leg for a more full variation of Janu Sirsasana. Yeah, exactly. You can still use the block underneath your forehead if you're doing the deeper variation. If you need more stimulation, you're pressing your inner left knee down and flexing your foot. If you need a little less stimulation, not too much of an activation, just hang out. Notice where you can let go of tension, no holding here. Okay, stay easy in your body. Inhale, subtly lift your head up. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. Cross your left leg in front of your right. Take your right palm underneath your butt. Relax your left arm. And then drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Close your eyes. As you inhale a little bit, think ribs up off of the pelvis or traction through the spine. As you exhale, think heel of your right hand softening down. So I'm not really reaching my heel of my hand down. I'm kind of letting it melt down so I don't get too aggressive here. Just about 8 or 9 cycles of breath. Allow your chin to roll towards your chest, then lift your head, and then take your right hand out. Spin your left arm across, turn your left palm up, exhale, twist. Gaze towards the tip of your nose or close your eyes. I'm not really turning my head here. I'm just twisting from my mid-spine. 10 breaths. I am balance, harmony, peace, or simply I am. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, come out just enough, but keep your chest angled in the direction of your right knee. Walk forward. Again, this might be a nice place to use a block underneath your forehead if you can't come all the way down. Or when I don't have a prop, I just bring my elbows and then I hold my forehead with my hands. I'm not pressing my left hip down, but I am letting it. I say to myself, don't come with me. Hip stays just kind of back as I reach to the right. Shoulders are soft and relaxed. Really getting into hips and hamstrings and shoulders and neck, the whole thing. This feels great. You might stay here. Otherwise, you can shift more to the center. Inhale, come up slowly, and exhale. Good. Bring the soles of your feet together. They can be sort of far away from you, creating a diamond, which for me gives me more outer hips. Closer together for me gives me more inner thighs, but you may have a different experience. So set yourself up any way you like. Have your block handy if you know your forehead won't reach the floor, and then walk forward. You can always use the elbows, hands technique, or take a prop underneath your forehead. If you don't get enough sensation, be gentle with this, but you can press your feet in and kind of pull your legs out, then press your knees down. So first it would be feet in, then legs feel like they're reaching to the side, and then outer leg or outer knee presses down. Inhale, come up just enough. If your hamstrings are tight, you'd want to keep your knees bent probably, because this one's challenging. You can always do it with your knees bent, but that's not always as fun as being able to keep your legs long. So you could stay with your feet in, or you come to wide-legged, and I like to not dump into it as much as I can by taking a block right up against my low belly. This just keeps me out of the pose slightly, and I get support on my belly, and then another block under my head. But of course, you can come all the way down. Once you're down, inhale, lengthen your chest slightly forward, and experiment, especially if you're really flexy, which you are, flex your feet, draw your knees down. See how that feels. See how it feels to roll your feet back. Now that's how you probably learned it, where you take the top of your thighs back, but that's a lot of external rotation. It may be more than you want or need. I kind of like to let myself do the opposite and roll my legs slightly in. I'm able to get a deeper release, and it feels safer for my hip, my knee, and my back, but you decide. And then rest. If you're still in soles of the feet together, you can always inhale, lengthen your heart forward, and exhale, come back down. All right, make sure your hands are flat. Inhale, little lift. Exhale out of your mouth. Good. Inhale, rise up. Bend your left knee in. Lean into your left hip. Take your right hand behind. Experiment with where that foot needs to be for comfort. Bring your right arm across, left hand behind, upright. I'm leaning back a little bit just to encourage the idea of my right hip dropping down. And then instead of looking back, I turn forward and I drop my right ear towards my right shoulder. Keep inviting a sense of letting go through the right hip. You may be feeling your left hip, but the right hip is in a bit of internal rotation. And that for a lot of us is where we have less range of motion. Be really clearing for the lower back and the hip to let that happen. To exit, make sure chin to chest, head first. And then you stay in this direction and you start to walk forward. Upright, or bring your body down low. It might be totally different on this side. You can think of reaching your right arm a little further forward and drawing your left hip back underneath you as you release. Keep coming back to your intention and your breath. 4 more cycles. Coming up slow, inhale. Walk yourself out. Extend your right leg long. Bring your block to the inside of your right leg, unless you weren't using it. So remember, you can have your arm down and rest completely. Just after doing the whole, almost all of it, I have a little more range of motion now to set my head down, but I'm going to come back to my block variation and back out of it a little bit. Left arm behind you. Soften, relax. You can think of, I'm not pulling my left arm down, but I'm thinking heavy bones. So I'm not doing anything but trying to let go from the bone perspective. If you feel like your legs need some activation, press your inner right knee down and flex your foot. Soft jaw, soft face, soft eyebrows, maybe even eyes closed. Inhale, slowly come out of the pose. Turning in, bringing your left elbow to the block. Oh, I'm sorry. No, right hand. It's letting your left hand fall in. That would be nice though, actually. Left elbow would be a little bit deeper. So that could be a variation here. Right elbow is going to be a little softer. Left elbow's a little deeper, or turning so that left elbow would be away into full Janu Shirsasana. And you can still use a block underneath your head so that you keep the upper body soft. Engage by pressing your right knee down and flexing your foot if you need some more of that. Soften the jaw. Every once in a while, you might want to inhale and lengthen your spine slightly, and then exhale, resettle. Turn your palms down. Inhale, lengthen slowly out of the pose. Exhale to come up. Bring your right shin in front of your left. Bring your left hand underneath your butt. Palm down. Exhale, drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Soften gaze or close eyes. Inhale, think of lifting the rib cage up. Exhale, settling or releasing left palm, heel of the hand down. Continue that process, about 9 or 10 cycles of breath. From here, chin rolls to chest. Come slowly out and turn to one side of the mat. Bend your knees. And roll your spine all the way down. If you have blocks, you might want to use them. Soles of the feet together, blocks supporting your thighs, or no blocks. It might feel nice to sort of draw your shoulder blades underneath you to invite a subtle back bend into the body. Otherwise, don't worry about that. Sometimes it feels nice to bring your arms overhead and clasp your elbows overhead, as long as that doesn't feel like you're working too hard. You can change the cross of your elbows. From Baddha Konasana, bring your knees together, move blocks out of your way, widen your feet. Exhale, drop both of your knees to the right, 3 breaths. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop both of your knees to the left. 3 breaths. Come back through center. Touch your knees together. Tuck your buttocks under and then lower your arms somewhere restful. Extend your left leg down your mat. Extend your right leg down your mat. Letting go into full resting pose. If you need a few moments to settle in on the breath, inhale, draw breath up into your skull and your face. Exhale, send breath and intention down into your feet. 2 more times before completely letting go. Notice, observe the breath in your low belly. And then let your breath deepen a little. You might gently roll your head from side to side a few times, or even circle your wrists. You're circling your wrists, add your ankles and change direction. Draw your feet in and turn to one side. Press up to a seat when you're ready. With your eyes closed, inhale, circle your arms overhead, palms join, heart lifts slightly. Exhale out of your mouth, drop inwards. Inhale, circle open, heart lifts. Exhale out of your mouth, bow in, slight. Last time. Namaste.